We will begin our evaluation of brightspace. Create quiz questions in a question library. We start by selecting the drop-down next to assessment, quizzes and exams, question library. We will select new and section as we want to name our little test pool. So we'll go ahead and select week 2 quiz as I already have the week 1 completed. And we will go ahead down to the bottom here and say save. Now we'll select week 2 quiz and we can begin with our questions. When we select new, there are a multitude of choices. Let's go ahead and begin with true or false question. You can give any question a title that will appear in the list, and if you do not enter a title, it will by default list the question there. So a true or false question will say, is the sky dark at night? Or not is, we'll just go ahead and make it a statement. Okay, the sky is dark at night, period. Now we come down here and we can decide if we want it to appear vertically, horizontally, drop down. And the sky is dark at night is true, so that will be our 100% weighted value, and false will be 0. And we have the option to add feedback if we wish. At this point, we'll say save. Now there was an option to preview there, and there is also an option next to the question to edit or preview. And as you can see, the actual prompt of the question is there since I did not give it a title. Let's go into preview. And there it is, the sky is dark at night. And this is how to appear for the student. And then this is telling the instructor or the person looking at the question library the actual correct response. So we're done looking at that preview. Let's go ahead and create another question. How about a multiple choice question? In here, we're going to go ahead and just so that you can see, we'll give it a title. And I'll use a question from my class for stained glass. And this will be 1 point again. I'm going to go ahead and copy my question prompt and insert it in here. It doesn't do paste, so I'll Control V it. 2 or more cathedral glasses are mixed together to create a multicolored glass sheet known as. I don't want to insert an image because really cathedral glass has no particular aspects that will be captured by the image, so it won't really help. And then right now we have a defaulting of 4 different answers there, which is perfect because that's what we're going to use. So here I'm going to say crackle, which is incorrect, so it has a 0 weight. Here I will say glue chip. Again, it's incorrect, 0 weight. This one I will enter streaky. That's the correct answer, so I want to go ahead and give that 100%. And then another option will be wispy, which is also incorrect. Now I want these to appear random, so I'm going to randomize my options there. And let's go ahead and hit save. Or actually, we'll preview this one prior to. That way you can see what it looks like. Again, that's what it'll look like for the student, and each time it'll randomize our answers. And then when grading, it will actually tell us which is the correct response. Now I will save. And see, in my question bank here, it just comes up with that title that we gave it. Let's move on, and let's select a long answer question, which is where we want to go ahead and say a question that we want them to explain something. What do you need to consider when selecting patterns? I don't want an image here because it's random, but here gives us the initial text if I want to start a prompt for them, and the answer key here. Now this is something that will not be graded within the system. This is something that we actually go back and grade ourselves. Now for the answer key, I could put things I'm looking for, but right now we're just going to put it as this. And since I didn't give it a title, it comes up with the whole question again. Let's go ahead and do a short answer. And this one, we are going to put what is essential to wear when cutting glass or soldering. Okay. This one we're going to put clothing as a title so that we can see what that looks like up again. And I'm looking for at least 4 keyed responses, so let's go ahead and put 4 points because we want to make sure that that gets added in there. So for the first answer, you need to wear a shirt. And that's 25% of the grade. Now if there were different spellings I could add that here, but I need to add another blank because in addition to shirt, you need to wear pants. And again, this is 25%. And we're not being case sensitive. It's fine if they spell it different or uppercase or lowercase. Here we want shoes. Now the weight here is 25%, but let's just say we want to be given alternate choice here where we want to give another answer instead of just shoes. What if they want to say boots? That's okay too. We're fine with either answer as long as it's a closed shoe. And then our last blank that we're looking for has a couple options here. We want safety glasses, which again this answer is 25% of the scoring, but they also might call them safety goggles. Or, again, there's one more selection here that they might actually just call them goggles. Any of those would be correct. Now just saying glasses would not be correct because there are many different kinds of glasses people can wear and they're not all for safety. So let's go ahead and hit save. And you know what? We didn't preview it. Let's take a look. There we go. There's all the blanks and they fill them in. Done. And the last question that we are going to answer is our matching. And here we're just going to title it Tools. Our question or our prompt is match the tool with the description. You have choices of your weighting. We're going to put equally weighted. Here in this first one, my first choice is going to be running pliers. And then this one will be breaker Grosser pliers. And we'll do one more. We'll add a choice. We will do our burnishing tool or fit. Now our match, here we go. For the first one, our running pliers, again I'm going to copy this from my document just to speed us up here also. And then we want to go ahead and make sure that we're consistent with our responses. Oops, I was getting ready to paste again. So used to that functionality. Use to remove. We want one additional match here. And this one. Copy. Control V. There we go. We have our correct answers. Let's preview it. Excellent. It shows the correct answers to everything. We are done here. We want to save. And there is our library to date.